Hello everyone and welcome to Vlogmas Day 21 and also the first day of winter, which I find ironic because by the time winter starts I'm already over it and ready for it not to be winter. I'm going to show you guys really quick what I'm wearing today because I actually, got dressed in all me-made stuff. So this is a top-down sweater in Knit Picks Comfy. I've got my cute little Christmas brooch. And then this is a dress that is the Wardrobe by Me Marion dress. There we go. And this is a button-down dress that's a knit. So there it is. It usually has little belts, a little belt, so it has a belt loop. But it has buttons in the front. And you can make it with either a shawl or a pointed collar. I kind of wish I'd made this green one with a pointed collar since I'm wearing it layered with a shirt. And I think the pointed collar would look better than the shawl collar. The pattern for the sweater, I do not remember which one it is. I think it's a mashup of a bunch of Andy Satterlund cardigans turned into a pullover. But if I can remember what it is, I'll link it. So we have to do some last minute Christmas shopping today. I don't know, is it technically last minute? I mean, it's the 21st. We've got some time. But we do have a lot going on. So I'm just gonna do calendars. I'm gonna have a little bit of a waffle at you about shirts and a shirt pattern I'm considering trying. And then I think that's gonna be it for today. So, starting with the calendars. Day 21 from the Road Trip Yarns Meowie Cat Miss. And it is, what kitty is it today? Okay, we've got, oh, he has the sweetest little grumpy face and his name is Bliss. Little gray tabby dude. Oh, and his yarn is very much the same color as he is. Kind of shades of gray. I have no idea why Jasper just made a big squeak. But him chatting today. Jazzy, you want to be on the vlog? No? Okay. There you go. Sorry about that. No cat. And then the Smirligans Advent Calendar that is Nutcracker themed. Today we have, it's called Miltrons. I think that's the way that word is said. Miltrons. And it is a sort of green and shades of brown and a little bit of yellow. These are really pretty. I do feel like we've gotten a skein that looks exactly like this, but without the yellowy orange tones. So, but that's okay. I think at the end of this, I'm going to divide up all my minis into color families and then kind of see how I can use them in shawls. So I'm excited to do that. And then finally, so I want a plain shirt with a collar, like a full-on, notched collar, real collar. And I want that shirt to actually really be fitted. So I want it to have darts in the waist, I want it to have bust darts, I want the whole thing. I want like a classic fitted shirt. I do have the Pattern Emporium all-in easy fit shirt, and it is exactly what I want, except it's an easy fit shirt, so it's oversized and it doesn't have the darts in the waist. I thought about, it also has a really poofy yoke, like a yoke with a big pleat. So I thought about modifying that shirt to try to create the fitted shirt that I really want, because I know that Pattern Emporium's block fits me well and that those sleeves are not going to be too skinny. But that seems like a lot of work to make it a more fitted shirt when that's really not the way it's designed. Now, I also have the Sew Over It Lillian blouse, which has everything I want except it has a shawl collar. And as we can see, shawl collars are not great under sweaters, because this is really what I want to do, is put this under sweaters and cardigans. And I want the sleeves to be short so there's room, and I want them to be a closer sleeve. Which is why my next option, the Wearing History Smooth Sailing blouse, is not going to work because those sleeves are humongous. I'm really excited to try and make that, but I think it's definitely going to be something I make for the spring and summer when I'm not, wearing cardigans over everything and freezing to death. So, I have had the Gertie Sews Vintage Casual book for about 1,000,000 years. I think I got it the year after it came out. Is there a copyright that tells you when this bad boy came out? Because now I'm curious. It doesn't have a date on here. Let's try on back. 2014. So yeah, I've probably had it since 2015, and I've never used it. I like the designs in it, but it was a lot of woven designs, and I just wasn't sewing those at the time. So I wanted to show you guys. Goodness, there's a lot of information in this book. It really is. It's like very useful. There's a bunch of fitting stuff, all that stuff. So Gertie's charm patterns don't fit me. They just don't fit me right. Even though they have all the different bust adjustments and all the different stuff, they're designed for a very much like person who has bigger hips than their upper body. And so every time I try to make patterns from that, it does not work for me because I'm kind of the opposite. I'm bigger up here and I'm smaller at the bottom. But the Vintage Casual size chart, their size 4 is the 34 bust. That's my upper bust measurement. 26 waist. My waist goes between like a 25 and a half and like a 26 and a half. So that's really close. The hip is 38 and that doesn't work for me. But the size 2, if I grade down on the hip, goes to a 36. I'm a 34 to a 35. So that's at least gradable. The charm pattern's smallest size in their hip is like 3 inches too big for me. It might be more like 2. I'm not sure. It's too big to grade around. And unfortunately, they're in the bust and shoulder and everything. I'm like 3 sizes bigger than that. So it just doesn't work. But I'm hopeful maybe this will. And there is the 40s blouse in this. So this has my little notched collar that I want. It has a less poofy sleeve, and it has fitting through the waist. And yeah, so that's pretty exciting. It doesn't have any bust darts, which is a little weird. That kind of surprises me, but whatever. And there's some variations, like you can make a sleeveless version. So in the version, this version, it has dart tucks, which I don't love. I feel like they allow there to still be too much fullness above them and below them, especially in the back. But the sleeveless version shows you how to turn those dart tucks into fisheye darts. And that is great for me. So that's what I'm gonna probably try to do, is trace this out and see if I can make the blouse from Vintage Casual and hopefully end up with the blouse that I'm looking for. And the other Vintage Casual pattern that I'm interested in is the wrap dress. This is a woven wrap dress. I have a lot of patterns for knit and jersey wrap dresses, and I wear them all the time. So trying a wrap dress that's a little bit more of a woven could be interesting. It's got some fitting, it's got some darts in the waist. So I'm interested. And then there's one other pattern in here I like. There is this little shirt dress, but it has a zipper in the front, which that's not my vibe at all. But I mean, it does kind of give diner waitress vibes, like 50s diner waitress in the right colors. And that's kind of appealing, but I just don't love zippers in the front of dresses. So I could replace it with buttons. So I mean, there's a good few patterns in here that are maybes. The halter top is gorgeous, but I know me and I'm never gonna make this. Even with the elasticated back, I'm just never gonna make that one. But I was thinking that the shift dress has this cute Peter Pan collar, and I might be able to use that pattern piece with something else. So anyway, I'm gonna try to take that on. Have any of you made any of the patterns from this book? How do you get on with Gertie patterns in general? Like, do they work for you? I've talked about that many times on the channel, that I was part of her Patreon. I love her designs and I can't get them to work. So what is your experience with that? I would love to talk about that down below. And in the meantime, I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.